Hey guys, welcome to a new video and welcome to the Snood video. Snood, 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 Snood. I'm just gonna go with Snood and hope that that's how it's pronounced. Anyways, this little thingy right here. This is a snood. They were very popular in the 40s as a hair accessory. It is basically a crochet hairnet. It was a very practical thing as well as fashionable. It was obviously very useful in factory work, good for keeping your hair out of heavy machinery in a nice and fashionable way. Back in the 40s, snoods were sold, but most women just made their own at home and they are really super easy to make. So I made this one right here, and in today's video I want to show you first of all how I made it, and second of all how you can wear them, because they are a very distinctly vintage, very 40s hair accessory that give off a very typical and instantly recognizable look. I feel like this is a perfect project for a beginning crocheter because it's really super simple, consists of mostly just chains. So since I don't want this video to become too long, I will show you a kind of quick version of how I did this, and for the full instructions you can visit my blog where you'll find everything you need to know on how to make a snood. So basically what I did was I'm working the whole thing in chains of 5 crochets. So that's how I'm actually going to start. I'm going to start with making a knot. Then I'm going to chain 5, and then I'm going to do a single crochet through the first loop to make a little circle. Then next I'm going to keep making single crochets through the whole of this loop until I have gone all the way around. When my circle is complete, I'm going to again make a chain of 5 little crochets. And I'm going to attach that by a single crochet in the loop next to this one. Then I'm going to repeat the process, chain 5, and single crochet this to the next loop over. So in that way I'm going to make these flower petals, as it were. And once my circle is completed, I am going to once again chain 5, and this time I'm going to attach it to the center loop of the petal next to it. And that is pretty much my pattern. So every time I'm going to chain 5 and attach the chain to the center of the loop next to it by a single crochet. I'm going to basically keep doing that all the way around until I have my whole snood. But when you keep doing this, obviously your flower keeps getting bigger and bigger. So at a certain point, you're going to have to add a few extra petals. So when that happens, I just attach the chains to the intersections between the petals as well as the centers of the petals, so that you double the amount of petals that you're working with. So whenever you feel like your petals are getting too flattened, you just add a few extra, and that way you can continue all around. So when you have enough petals and you feel like your snood is big enough, then you can start finishing this off. And to do that, I am going to go around with the single crochets into the loops directly into the big kind of petals, just like I did with the center in the beginning. And I'm going to do that all around the edge, and that's going to be my border. And then when my border is done, I am going to go around once more, and this time I'm going to reduce a few stitches. So each time I do a crochet, I'm going to pull my hook through 3 loops at once, and then do a single crochet through all 3 of them. And that's going to make sure the rim is a little bit smaller than the rest, and it has this kind of like hat-like shape. So when that is done, all you need to do is to thread a little piece of thread through all of the border crochets. I just use one of those big blunt needles for that. And then you can pull that tight, and when you're determining the size of that, that is when you probably want to put it on and make sure that the size of your rim is snug against your head in the position where you want to wear it, because you definitely don't want this to be too big or too small. So you could alternatively use a elastic for that. So then you just tie it off into a knot and your snood is all done. Now in the 40s, these were very commonly adorned with bows, so you could attach a bow to it or a ribbon. I am going to use some separate hair accessories with it. I have this flower here, for example, and I have, of course, the well-known bow. But if you want, you could sew a big ribbon, kind of satin ribbon bow to the top of your snood. That is how I made my snood. Again, More information will be on my blog, as well as a YouTube video that I found that has amazing instructions, very detailed on how to do this, so that will be linked as well. Now, before we move on to the hairstyles and sharing how you can wear this, I would like to take a minute to talk about today's sponsor, which is Ana Luisa Jewelry. I have talked about Ana Luisa before. They make the gorgeous pieces that I'm wearing today, these two necklaces as well as the bracelet. I have been wearing their jewelry in, honestly, I think like over half my videos ever since I got them. Their pieces are my most worn jewelry at the moment by far. They are super, super gorgeous, and I feel like their pieces are so timeless and classic and beautiful that they go with nearly every outfit. So I have been wearing them a lot. Ana Luisa jewelry is made of 100% recycled gold, and they are very good quality products. I have been wearing mine for months now at least, and I can't see any wear on them at all. This is definitely a brand that I personally really love, and I'm very glad to be working with them again today in this video. So they are currently running a Black Friday sale with discounts of up to 25%, so be sure to check out their website. There'll be a link in the descriptions below. So yes, thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video, and let's move on to the hairstyles. When I first decided I wanted to make a snood, I started a Pinterest board where I pinned a lot of pictures of women in snoods so that I could get a little bit of an idea of how they were worn. What I gathered from that is that mostly the front of the hair is worn kind of up and away from the face. Let's just start with a classic here and do a little bit of a victory roll, because I feel like that is a very popular one back then and in modern times as well. Whenever we think about the 40s, we love to do a bit of a victory roll. So I need to start by backcombing my hair here, and I have kept my hair straight today, even though that is a little bit less practical in the context of especially victory rolls actually, but I feel like wearing a snood is a great way to cover up uncurled hair when you have a vintage style, because the way the hair rolls up in the snood makes it look almost curled, and it just, you know, it just isn't out on display as much. So I am just backcombing all of this hair to give it a bit of volume. Gonna hope my bangs are compliant today. Actually, let's put on the snood first and do the rolls then, so we can cover the edge a little bit. So for that, I'm just gonna gather all of my hair, wrap it around my hand like that, make sure that roll is under. Then I'm gonna pull my snood over my hair. Make sure all of my hair is really covered and in there. Okay, so then I like to take some bobby pins and secure this down. So I'm going to push one in here, do two in the front. And I also like to add some right here near the nape of my neck, because I feel like that's a place where the hair might slip out. Alright, if you still feel like this isn't secure, you can always add more bobby pins, but I feel like for my hair this is fine for now. Okay, back to the rolls. I'm gonna pull the hair back. Create a little roll here. Make my way down. And I'm gonna pin it right on top of that edge of the snood, so that it is really integrated into the hairstyle. I will worry about my bangs when I finish the other roll, so let's just do the other side first. Again, backcomb the hair. I'm gonna make my little roll. You know what? I might just try and make a little roll out of my bangs. See if I can make that work. Since my hair is uncurled, I'm afraid I'm going to need the help of my good friend Hairspray here to make this work without, you know, this type of thing happening, because my hair does that. So let's just stick it down. It's historically accurate anyway. Alright guys, so here is my first snood style all done. Now I feel like this hairstyle is elaborate enough and there's enough going on that you don't really need an accessory for this. So next let's do a hairstyle that uses one of these. Another style that seems to have been very popular with a snood and lends itself perfectly for an accessory with it is to have the hair elegantly pulled back into the snood. So I'm going to do that by just simply pulling my hair back, obviously, and I do want to create a little bit of volume around the hairline, so I am going to backcomb my hair once again. I'm just going to do the front portion of my hair. So then I am going to pull this back, and I'm going to try and gather all of this hair in a single point at the center of my head. Twist all of this hair together and pin it down. Obviously, hardest part is trying to make this symmetrical. To pin it down, I'm going to just make a cross of 2 bobby pins in the center there. And then I'm just going to go back and tweak this a little bit. Smooth it over with my comb. Pull out some bits where it's a bit too squished. Alright, then it's time for the snood. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Just gather my hair in a low ponytail. Wrap it around my hand. And then go over with the snood. And for this one, you want the top of the snood to sit right behind that kind of hole thing almost that you just made. And right on top of that bobby pin that we used to secure this. Okay, so of course you do want to secure your snood again. But this time actually I am going to use this bow for that because it comes with one of these snappy clips in the back. I will worry about the backs later again. So I will actually push this through my snood right on top here. And it's going to help hold this in place, as well as be a cute accessory. If anywhere along the sides or just anywhere in general, my roll doesn't look too great, I'm just going to push it into the snood and then go over with a bobby pin to hold it in place there. And it's actually a fantastic way to cheat your way around a not so great hairstyle. Or maybe if you struggle with hairstyling a little bit more, then I feel like this is a very forgiving way to style vintage hair. Alright, so here is what a snood looks like with a little something added on top. Yeah, it looks a little like this. So here's a much simpler hairstyle with more emphasis on the actual snood and less on the hairstyling. And one that is really simple to do, as long as you don't have short bangs. Yeah. By the way, if your bangs are giving you trouble, then of course, and if you do have them, let's just bring them back here. Bangs aren't actually that inaccurate for the 40s, and you could just wear them down, or you could make little bumper bangs out of them. But I honestly don't think this is too bad of a look either, so yeah. A variation with bangs. Now another way I've seen this worn is with a bunch of barrel rolls in the front. So for that I am once again going to separate out the front portion of my hair. Pretty much all the way back to where I want my snood to sit. So yeah, it should be somewhere around here. So all the hair in the back I'm going to pull back and put on my snood. Then all there's left to do is to start making my rolls. I think I'm going to start in the center actually. I'm going to make 2 rolls here. So I'm going to just start making my rolls. I'm going to take a section of hair, roll the ends around my fingers. Then roll this all the way down. Slide a bobby pin in. You could do 2 if you want it, one from the front and one from the back, but it's not super necessary. Okay, then I'm gonna do the next one. Now when you're doing these, you actually want to make sure that they aren't too perfectly aligned, because you don't want this to look too planned out. It needs to be kind of playful, almost random looking, and like it's an actual bunch of curls. So try not to make them too even, too much of a stern row. You can also alter the directions in which you make them. Now here is one that I feel would look really cute with a little flower, because it's a little bit bigger, more voluminous, and it can hold, you know, a bigger accessory like this. And there is another really cute way that you can wear a 40s snood. 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 So that brings us to the end of this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, massive thank you to Annalisa for sponsoring today's video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!